Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel, Meetings Assistance for Jehovah's Witnesses. I hope you are all doing well. In this video, we are going to analyze and respond to the questions from this week's Watchtower study. This study is for the week of December 30th to January 5th and is titled, What to Do If We Have Doubts. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's look at questions 1 and 2, Part A. What doubts might arise? For example, a young person might think, does Jehovah really notice me, and because of that, hesitate to get baptized? Or, a brother who, in his youth, decided to serve Jehovah instead of pursuing wealth, might now wonder if he made the right decision as he provides for his family. Similarly, an older sister who can no longer do as much as she used to might feel discouraged and think, am I still useful to Jehovah? Additional comments. As the psalmist expressed in Psalm 73, 13-14, negative thoughts can sometimes make us feel that what we do for Jehovah has little value. However, it is important to remember that Jehovah always values our efforts. Reflecting on scriptures like Isaiah 41:10 strengthens us, as it assures us that Jehovah is always with us, giving us strength and support in moments of doubt. Let's look at questions 1 and 2, Part B. What will we learn in this article? This article will help us see how the Bible can strengthen us when we think Jehovah isn't interested in us, that our past decisions weren't the best, or that we are no longer useful in His service. Moving on to the first subheading. How can we resolve doubts? Question 3. What will help us resolve our doubts? The Bible is key to resolving our doubts. By studying it, our faith and friendship with Jehovah will grow stronger, helping us stand firm and feel secure. Additional comments. As 1 Corinthians 16:13 says, we need to stand firm in the faith. This means relying on God's word and our prayers to overcome doubts. Proverbs encourages us to seek knowledge and wisdom to address our concerns, Proverbs 2 verses 3-6. Jehovah always answers those who seek Him sincerely. Question 4. How can we test all things, as advised in 1 Thessalonians 5:21? To test all things, we must compare our thoughts with what the Bible teaches. For example, if a young person doubts whether Jehovah notices them, they should not remain unsure. The best approach is to turn to the Bible to discover Jehovah's true perspective. Additional comments. Testing all things means analyzing our doubts in the light of the Bible, like the young person in the article who seeks in God's Word what Jehovah thinks. Verses like 1 John 4 verse 19 remind us that Jehovah loved us first, helping us confirm that His love and guidance can resolve our doubts. Question 5. How can we hear Jehovah's answers? Reading the Bible is like hearing Jehovah speak to us. But to resolve specific doubts, we should look for scriptures related to our concerns. We can use study tools, such as the organization's publications and website, and ask Jehovah in prayer to guide us to the answers. Additionally, reading Bible accounts of people who faced similar situations can be helpful. Additional comments. Jehovah speaks to us through the Bible. Scriptures like Jeremiah 17:10 assure us that He knows our hearts and guides us toward the answers we need. By exploring Bible stories and practical principles, as Proverbs 2:3-6 suggests, we can find specific answers to our concerns. Let's move on to question 6. How do meetings help us resolve our doubts? Jehovah also answers us through meetings. If we attend regularly, it's likely that a talk or a comment will provide just the answer we need. It's as if Jehovah is speaking to us directly through others. Additional comments. At meetings, Jehovah can use fellow believers to give us answers. Proverbs 27:17 illustrates how interactions with others strengthen our faith. Listening to talks or comments based on scriptures like Psalm 145:16 reminds us of Jehovah's blessings and strengthens our trust in Him. Moving on to the second subheading. Does Jehovah care about me? Question 7. What might we ask ourselves? We might sometimes wonder if Jehovah really notices us. It might seem incredible to think that the Creator of the universe is interested in people like us. Even King David asked himself this question. Additional comments. Like David in Psalm 144:3, we might question whether we are truly important to Jehovah. However, this verse shows that He is deeply aware of us. Reflecting on how Jehovah guides our lives, as mentioned in Psalm 139:1, helps us see how much He knows and values us. Question 8. According to 1 Samuel 16:6, 7, 10-12, what does Jehovah look at? Jehovah does not focus on outward appearance or what seems important to others. For example, when Samuel went to anoint the future king of Israel, he didn't choose Jesse's older sons, even though they seemed stronger or more prominent. Instead, Jehovah chose David, the youngest, because He saw his heart and his love for spiritual things. Additional comments. As with David, Jehovah doesn't focus on outward appearance but on our hearts and spiritual qualities. 1 Sam 16:7. This account encourages us to remember that even if others don't recognize our worth, Jehovah always acknowledges our good intentions and efforts. Question 9. Why can you be sure that Jehovah cares about you? You can be sure that Jehovah cares about you because He knows you better than anyone. He provides advice tailored to your needs because He understands who you are and what you think. Jehovah values everything you do for Him, even the small things. He wants you to be His friend and invites you to draw closer to Him. Additional comments. Verses like Psalm 32:8 show that Jehovah lovingly guides and cares for us, confirming His personal interest in each of us. By applying His advice, as mentioned in 1 Chronicles 28:9, we can feel assured that Jehovah knows and deeply values us. Moving on to the third subheading. Did I make the right decisions? Question 10. Looking back, what might we ask ourselves? It's normal to wonder if we made the best decisions. For instance, perhaps we gave up a high-paying job or a business opportunity to serve Jehovah more fully. Now, seeing others living comfortably, we might ask, was it worth the sacrifices I made? Would I have been better off if I had chosen another path? Additional comments. Reflecting on Psalm 145. 16 can bring peace, as Jehovah promises to satisfy our needs and bless us in ways beyond our expectations. Hebrews 13:5 reminds us that by putting Jehovah first and avoiding love for money, we will always be in His care and never abandoned. Question 11. Why was the writer of Psalm 73 distressed? The writer of Psalm 73 felt this way too. He saw that those who didn't serve Jehovah seemed to live comfortably and have plenty, leading him to think that his efforts to serve Jehovah might not be worthwhile. He even became distressed from dwelling on these thoughts. Additional comments. Psalm 73. 3-5, 12 describes how the apparent success of the wicked can cause confusion, but these thoughts don't reflect Jehovah's ultimate purpose for them. The psalmist teaches us in Psalm 73. 13-14 that doubts may arise, but by remembering our relationship with Jehovah, we find meaning and peace. Question 12. According to Psalm 73. 16-18, what helped the psalmist think clearly? What helped him was going to Jehovah's sanctuary. There, in a peaceful environment, he could reflect and realize that although these people seemed to have comfortable lives, their future was not good. This gave him peace and the assurance that serving Jehovah is the best decision. Additional comments. In Psalm 73. 16-18, the psalmist understands in Jehovah's sanctuary that temporary pleasures lack a solid future, while serving Jehovah ensures eternal blessings. This account teaches us that seeking Jehovah in prayer and meditation helps us view things from His perspective, clearing up confusion. Question 13. How can you find peace of mind? You can find peace of mind by thinking about all the blessings you've gained, such as treasures in heaven. While those who don't serve Jehovah only have what this world offers, you have the promise of receiving far more than you can imagine. Additionally, we cannot know how our lives might have turned out if we had made other decisions. But we do know that if we made decisions out of love for Jehovah, we will never lack anything truly valuable. Additional comments. Psalm 145. 16 assures us that Jehovah provides for those who trust in Him, reinforcing our peace of mind when reflecting on the good decisions we've made. Reflecting on texts like Proverbs 23:15 strengthens our conviction that our decisions to serve Jehovah bring joy to His heart. Moving on to the fourth subheading. Am I still useful to Jehovah? Question 14. What situation are some of Jehovah's servants in, and what might they ask themselves? Some brothers, due to age, health issues, or disabilities, may not be able to do as much as they would like. This might lead them to think they're not important to Jehovah and ask themselves, am I still useful? Additional comments. Psalm 37. 23-25 assures us that Jehovah never abandons those who trust in Him, even in difficult situations such as old age or health challenges. 1 Peter 3:12 emphasizes that Jehovah listens to our prayers, showing that we remain valuable to Him regardless of physical limitations. Question 15. What was the writer of Psalm 71 convinced of? The writer of Psalm 71 had similar feelings. That's why he asked Jehovah not to abandon him when his strength failed. But he was convinced that Jehovah would always support him and valued everything he did, even with his limitations. Additional comments. Psalm 71. 9:18 highlights the psalmist's trust that Jehovah would support him even when his strength waned, reminding us that our faithfulness is what truly matters. Psalm 37. 23-25 emphasizes that Jehovah guides and protects those who trust Him, reinforcing that our limitations don't diminish our value to Him. Question 16. Why are older brothers and sisters very useful to Jehovah? Psalm 92, 12-15. If you're older, remember that Jehovah sees you as highly valuable. Even if you can't do as much physically, you can accomplish a lot spiritually. For example, you strengthen others with your example, your advice, and your prayers. By sharing how Jehovah has helped you throughout your life, you inspire others. Jehovah deeply values all of this, even if it seems small to you. Additional comments. Psalm 92. 12-15 compares righteous ones to flourishing trees that continue to bear fruit even in old age, showing that older ones have great spiritual value. The account of the widow in Luke 21. 1-4 highlights that Jehovah values not the amount of what we do, but the sincerity and devotion behind our actions. Question 17. Why should we avoid comparing ourselves to others? Avoid comparing yourself to others because Jehovah doesn't do that. For Him, the love and devotion behind what we do are what matter, not the amount. For example, Jesus valued both the costly oil that Mary poured on Him and the 2 small coins from the widow. What counts for Jehovah is giving our best, whether it's a lot or a little. Additional comments. Galatians 6 verse 4 encourages us to focus on our own actions and avoid comparisons, as each person has unique abilities. Both Mary's act in John 12. 3-5 and the widow's in Luke 21. 1-4 demonstrate that Jehovah values everything we do with love, without comparing it to others. Question 18. What can help you resolve your doubts? See also the box, God's Word helps you resolve your doubts. If you ever have doubts, remember that God's Word always has the answers you need. Jehovah notices you, values your sacrifices, and promises to reward you in ways you can't even imagine. Never forget that Jehovah loves you and cares for you as His faithful servant. Additional comments. Isaiah 41. 10 reassures us that Jehovah will give us the support and strength needed to overcome our doubts. Hebrews 6:10 guarantees that Jehovah never forgets our work and the love we show, reaffirming that He values everything we do for Him. Now let's answer the review questions titled, What would you answer? Question 1. Why do we know that Jehovah cares about us? We know that Jehovah cares about us because He knows us perfectly, including our thoughts and feelings. He provides advice in the Bible that's exactly what we need and pays close attention to everything we do for Him. Additionally, He invites us to be His friends, demonstrating how much He cares for us. Question 2. What should we do if we doubt whether we've made the right decisions in life? If we doubt our decisions, we should reflect on all the good things we've gained by putting Jehovah first. Remember that those who don't serve Jehovah only have what this world offers, while we've stored up treasures in heaven. We should also trust that Jehovah always keeps His promises and will reward us far beyond what we imagine. Question 3. What should we do if we doubt whether we're useful to Jehovah? If we feel we're not useful, we should focus on what we can do, not on what we can't. Jehovah values any effort we make with love and devotion, no matter how small it seems. It's also important to remember that our prayers, good example, and words of encouragement can greatly strengthen others. Jehovah always appreciates what we do with sincerity. These have been the answers to this week's Watchtower study. I hope they are of great help to you, dear brothers and sisters. We'll see each other next week with a new video. I'm sending you a big hug, and may Jehovah always bless and protect you. Smiling face with smiling eyes.